Well, the heat is on Attorney General Eric Holder. Republicans in Congress now investigating whether he committed perjury when he testified under oath 2 weeks ago and said that he had nothing to do with the potential prosecution of Fox News reporter James Rosen. This, even though it's been revealed that Mr. Holder approved of a search warrant to seize his email and phone records. The Justice Department says he did not lie. But today on Fox News Sunday, the chairman of the House Judiciary Committee saying that there's a discrepancy that needs to be explained.
It's even more troublesome when the department issues a statement saying that because Mr. Rosen was not prosecuted, therefore the Attorney General was telling the truth. Well, quite frankly, he referred in his testimony to potential prosecution, and then he went on to say that he had never even heard of such a thing.
Well, Richard Goodstein, Democratic political consultant and former advisor to Hillary Clinton for president in 2008, and Deneen Borelli, Fox News contributor and director of outreach for Freedom Works and author of Backlash, join us with some more insight. Thank you for joining us.
Hello, Heather.
Sure, Heather.
So first of all, let's begin with this. On May 15th, speaking before the House Judiciary Committee, as we just said, Holder told the committee that he was not involved in potential prosecution of a member of the press under the Espionage Act for disclosing classified information. Here, I want to take a look at his exact words so we don't get them incorrect. Said this, quote, "With regard to the potential prosecution of the press for the disclosure of material, that's not something that I've been involved in, heard of, or would think would be a wise policy." So, Richard, did he tell the truth or did he lie?
Let's even start slightly further back, Heather, and some key facts. First, this Mr. Kim at the State Department had information that he disclosed that was classified regarding U.S. Intelligence officials penetrating the North Korean leadership. It was illegal to leak that. James Rosen, I think, is not disputing the fact that he got information from Mr. Kim and published that. So everybody's up in arms about something that and therefore he aided. Mr. Kim didn't put this information out into the public domain. James Rosen did. So he was aiding, as a literal matter, the leak, which itself was illegal. Now,
all right, but Richard, you're not really answering the question, though.
Well, I am, and here's why. There's been never a prosecution under the Espionage Act. The policy of the DOJ was never to have one, and every first-year law student knows that a prosecution begins when a prosecutor seeks to bring criminal charges against a defendant. That simply did not happen here. Putting somebody's name and even accusing them of being an aider and abettor in a warrant doesn't rise to the level of representing a prosecution.
Deneen, I want to let you respond to this, but let me just kind of go into what Richard's saying there. We do now know, though, that the Attorney General had personally signed off on that search warrant for Rosen's records, and the search warrant, the FBI called Rosen a criminal co-conspirator and suggested that there is probable cause that he violated federal law. Now, I'm not an attorney, but does probable cause not signal potential prosecution?
Well, why else would they have issued the search for a warrant, a request for the search warrant? Excuse me. Listen, Eric Holder is the chief law enforcement of the United States of America, and I think his conduct is an utter embarrassment. First, he said he didn't know anything. I knew nothing, didn't know a thing, and then we find out he signed off on this search warrant affidavit. I find his conduct and character an absolute disgrace, and the American people deserve more. We need answers, and he should be held accountable for what he did.
Yeah, Richard, is this really just getting into the nitpicking of wordings and what means what, and, you know, the definition of words? Really?
Well, it certainly does not warrant a fact investigation, and here's why. Eric Holder, I bet, would stipulate that he remembered when he was testifying that he signed that warrant. But what he would say, and this is a matter of law, as I said, any first-year law student would tell you a prosecution is when a prosecutor seeks to bring criminal charges. Just using any kind of word that sounds like a prosecution isn't it. Actually pursuing criminal charges, it's not nitpicking. That's what the law is all about. So there may be legitimate scandals in this administration. Everybody should take a deep breath. This isn't one of them.
All right, so let's move this forward. We heard Congressman Goodlatte say that he finds the Attorney General's statement troubling. Congressman Sensenbrenner, he took it a step further today on Fox News, speaking with Shannon Bream. Take a listen.
He's got a deadline, the Attorney General, set by you and Congressman Goodlatte until Wednesday. If he does not answer, what's the next step for the Attorney General?
Well, I think we ought to subpoena the Attorney General to come back and answer those questions specifically. This is Congress fulfilling its constitutional obligation to provide oversight over the executive branch of government.
Okay, this being if Holder does not meet Wednesday's deadline. Just a quick response from both of you. Deneen, first, agree or disagree? Congress just doing its job.
They should absolutely investigate this and make him accountable. Remember, Holder was not cooperative with Congress under Fast and Furious. He is the first sitting cabinet member to be under their censure in terms of what he did by not providing the documents for Fast and Furious. So we know he didn't cooperate then. He surely isn't going to cooperate now. He lied to America. He should be held accountable. But this is what the Obama administration has been doing. It's an activist government administration, and it's the Department of Justice,
Richard,
the IRS.
okay, I've got to wrap you up, and Richard, I can't let you respond, but you got the first go at it. So you spoke first in the segment.
That's fine.
So we're all
Ask Greg
even.
what constitutes a prosecution, and he'll back me up.
Okay.
It's not this.
Thank you both
Two
for
sets of
joining us. I
books of
appreciate
laws.
it. Thank you.